What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nightcast, where you, the subscriber, send us your scary and or supernatural stories and we read them. Tonight, we got 3 terrifying stories from real nurses about paranormal things that they've seen in hospitals. Alright, so first we want to start off with a terrifying picture that was taken at a hospital. Now, I couldn't find the original source of this photo, but it says on Twitter that this photo was captured by a nurse on a surveillance camera at a hospital. It says, the images show a dark, crouched figure resembling a demon standing on top of a patient's body who was lying in bed.
Yeah, I mean, that's just terrifying looking at that picture. To me, it reminds me of those stories of succubus or those sleep paralysis demons that people talk about.
Yeah, I mean, imagine waking up and seeing that thing above your bed, crouched down over you. So yeah, it's weird. That thing looks like a demon, or it could be some sort of interdimensional creature from the Upside Down.
Upside Down's fake.
Is it, though? Is the Upside Down fake? Alright, so Reddit user Circlestone says, my aunt is a nurse and told me some stories, but this one stuck with me. There was an old lady who insisted on being strapped down at night in her bed. She told my aunt that there was a dark figure that was trying to grab her and take her out of her room, where she would die. My aunt and other nurses oblige, and for the next few nights she would check on her, and it would look as though someone was trying to pull her from the bed randomly while she slept. My aunt is then off, and whoever is this lady's nurse doesn't strap her down at night. Nurses found the old lady dead, laying on the floor by the door, her hand stretched out past the door and into the hallway.
Wow. That's just creepy.
And she said that it was a dark figure. So it could have been something like that photo.
Like the photo that we first showed, yeah.
And when I was looking through these paranormal nurse stories, that's like something that was very common. A lot of them see like a dark figure. I mean, so who knows what this thing is? Is it like the Grim Reaper? Is the Grim Reaper real? Is it a demon? I mean, because it doesn't sound like just a ghost, like this dark looking figure that a lot of people see.
Yeah, and she said that if she did go into the hallway, that she was going to die. And the next thing they know, they find her pretty much right next to the hallway, and she's dead.
This next story is from Laura. I was working a night shift job as an aide, caring for a lady with terminal cancer on hospice at home. I've done this work for many years. She was starting to slip, and I woke her family, 2 girls and her husband. We were all sitting around. She was pretty quiet and peaceful. All of a sudden, she looked towards the door and said, Rex, you're here for me. I'm ready and they won't let me go. I then saw a shadowy figure come into the room, and I felt the creepiest evil spirit. I'm not normally spooked, but I was so glad when it was time for me to go home. I turned to watch the spirit, and the family was looking at me like, what are you looking at? The lady died later that day. A few months later, her husband had been sick, just not well, not terminal, and they called my agency to see if I would come and stay with him at night for a few days, until he was a little stronger. I stayed 2 nights. All kinds of weird paranormal stuff in that house. Voices in rooms that were empty. The sounds of people moving around when everyone was asleep, etc. I decided I didn't care how sick he was or how much that family liked me. I was not doing another shift there.
Yeah, I wouldn't do another shift there either.
Yeah. I mean, hearing noises in places where nobody's at. Everyone's asleep and he's hearing people walking around.
And yeah, I mean, so that one too sounds like it was the Grim Reaper or something, which, I mean, I hope the Grim Reaper's not real.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Alright, so user Nerd to Nurse from the All Nurses blog said, okay, not my story, but something my sister witnessed when she was a med student at a level 1 trauma facility. Guy comes in from an MVA, motorcycle versus truck. The guy is able to talk at the beginning. He was drunk and cussing the nurses and doctors trying to help him. They end up intubating the guy to preserve the airway, and the guy's going downhill fast. He codes, but they manage to bring him back. Suddenly, the guy comes completely to. He rips out the tube, grabs my sister's hand, and lets out a breathy-like scream. Don't let me die. I'm going to hell. Please don't let me die, he said. This freaks out everyone, including my sister. The guy says that he woke up in hell on fire and keeps begging someone to check his feet for burns. Nobody could believe he pulled out his tube and was talking. Despite everything they did, the guy still died. My sister said they were all freaked out about it for weeks.
Wow. That might just be one of the creepiest stories I've ever heard.
Yeah, the dude said he went to hell.